But in my particular case, I feel it's important for people to realize, especially you see this in the Book of the Fallen, for people to realize they could be like that.
Right.
Because I think recognizing your own potential for evil, your own potential for abuse is important, is vital, again, to use that word, is vital to recognizing how not to be that way. One of the things that I explored more in between my first run on Mage and my second run on Mage was shadow.
Right.
I had heard of Jung's concept of the shadow at the first time I was working on Mage, and the Nefandi were, the Nefandi were intentionally, I think I even referred to them as the shadow of the shadow of the traditions. But when I was involved with Francesca in particular, part of Francesca's practice is shadow work. And because I was going through a double divorce when Francesca and I met, a divorce from my wife and my divorce from what had something that had defined my life up until, shortly before that. I was deconstructing a lot of things in my own life and looking at my own potential for, my own potential for another big difference between Mage First Edition and Mage Second Edition, or Mage 20, rather my first run on Mage and my second run on Mage, is that in the 90s, we believed in trust your audience to know the difference. This is fiction. This is reality. Trust your audience to know the difference. And as we've seen in the intervening years, that's really not practical. People love to think that Tyler Durden and Scarface and Joker and so forth are role models. And when we were doing this stuff the first time around, it's like, oh, evil is relative. By the time you get Trump, evil's not relative. Evil's for real. And it's not, I personally do not believe in an external metaphysical evil, and I address this in the Book of the Fallen. I believe that evil is the human, evil is the shadow of the human heart.